All right, so now it's going to get interesting because we're going to start really applying some of these percentage ideas that we've been working on. Start with our basic equation. Remember, this is the guy that you need to know. The percent of is equation. Percent of is. Remember, if I have the percent and the of, I just multiply these guys together. Solve using multiplication. If I have the percent and I'm missing the of, and I have the is, I'm going to solve this using division. And I have to always remember to write my percents as decimals. So now it just comes down to getting the information out of the problem and putting it into the percent of is equation and then solving it. Ready for the first one? I know I am. Okay. I'm such a dork. Okay. Fortunately, my family likes me, which is a good thing because I go home to them every night. Oh! To celebrate the first day of school, which is always worthy of a celebration. To celebrate the first day of school, Callie brought in a tray of caramel brownies and walnut brownies. She brought 35 brownies in all. 14 of the brownies were caramel. What percent were caramel? All right, so what do we have? We have a 35. We have a 14. What are we missing? What is the percent? This is what we've got so far. Now let's get this all together. Remember our equation. We have percent of is. Of. What is our total number? What's our total number that we're dealing with? We're dealing with 35 in total. So we want to find the percent of 35. So some percent of 35 is 14. Percent of 35 is 14. Now let's solve this. Now, what's half of 35? Half of 35 is going to be 17-ish. So our answer should be somewhere less than 50%. How do I solve this? Do I multiply? Do I divide? This is the division. So I'm going 14 divided by 35. Adding a decimal, adding a 0. 35 goes into 140. What's that? 4 times? 0.4 as a percentage is 40%. You already know how to solve this type of equation. The only thing that's new here is getting the information into the equation. You need to take the information out of the word problem and put it into the equation that we're going to use, the percent of is equation. Let's do another one. The sports shop has 5 part-time employees and 45 full-time employees. What percent of the employees at the sports shop are part-time? Okay. I've got this 5, this, and the percent. So I'm missing the percentage. So we know the percentage. Percent of is. The percent of something. What percent of the employees? Okay. How many employees are there total? Well, total employees, there are 50 total employees. Percent of, this of is kind of the total. Percent of 50 are part-timers. So what percent of all the employees, what percent of 50 is 5. So this one's a little bit different because I had to add the two numbers together. I had to find out what was my total number that I was dealing with, and I have a total of 50 employees. Well, let's do this math here. Ready? Is this a division? Sure feels like 10%, doesn't it? $50 goes into 50 one time. 0.1 is 10%. Do another one. Oh wow, I have a lot of these. Marcus ordered a set of orange and yellow pins. He received 90 pins in all. So what's my total? My total is 90. 72 of the pins were orange. What percent of the pins were orange? Ready? Percent of the total equals 72. Percent of the total number, 72. All right, we're going to do a little division here. 72 divided by 90. I'm setting that up backwards. Let's try this again. $90 goes into 728 times, so I have 80%. Does that seem reasonable? 80% of 90 is 72. That seems reasonable. 80% of 90, just, you know, 80%, that's kind of a big number, like in the close to 100, so a little bit less than 90. I like it. A factory made 174 packs of mint-flavored gum and 261 packs of fruit-flavored gum. So what's my total? What's my total gum they made? Total gum. Total gum is 174 plus 261. So 435, that's my total amount of gum. So we have total gum. What percent of the packs contained mint? Okay, so percent of the total equals mint, right? How many are mint? Mint, mint, mint. There are my mints. And now we're set up for the division. Ready? Bring that over, do the division. So this is going to be 174 divided by 435. I'm going to add a 0 to it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. What do you think? 3, 4, 4. Does it go in there 4 times? 4 times? I'm hoping. Let's go with 4. 435 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 12, 13, 14. 16, 17, 40. Nice. So only 40%. 40% is mint flavored gum. And our final one. Last Tuesday was Silly Hat Day at Vincent's school. Of the 2,000 students at the school, 55% wore a silly hat. How many students wore a silly hat? Well, what's my total? Total is 2,000. So I have 55% of the total equals the number of hats. Well, what do I do here? Division, multiplication, adding, subtracting, integration? Let's go with multiplication. So this is 2,000 times 55. No, my lights just went off. Basically, this is, can I finish it here? Let's finish it. So 2,000 times 55, so 55. Right? 1, 2, 3. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 11. So bring in 2 decimal places. 1,110 kids are wearing silly hats, and my lights are off, but that's fine. It's my last video of the day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in class. Bye-bye.